Our first track is titled Platforms for Accessible Remote Learning. Please welcome Dr. Rachael Sessler Trinkowsky, CRC Caddis, with UMass Boston School for Global Inclusion and Social Development. Dr. Trinkowsky will present accessibility tips and practical advice.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this webinar on remote instruction and services. My name is Dr. Rachael Sessler Trinkowsky. Teaching online and through remote training has been a passion of mine for many years. Now, many of you are facing no other alternative other than to either stop working or adapt to teaching virtually. People will need to stay connected now more than ever. Remote instruction and services can help make this happen. The key is planning ahead to ensure that not only the platform is accessible, but that all of the digital content is also accessible and universally designed. There are many advantages to teaching remotely for students, teachers, and other professionals. My hope is that whether you have no experience or years of experience teaching virtually, that your main takeaway from this session is that this method of teaching can be positive and beneficial for professionals and students of all ages who are blind or low vision. I know that many of you are scared and concerned about switching to teaching virtually. I'm looking forward to discussing your questions and concerns. AFB will also be sharing a list of links with many resources with additional information. We'll get through this together. Let's discuss some overall advantages for remote instruction. First, it eliminates or reduces the need for travel. Remote training also allows for flexibility anytime, anywhere in instruction. Using remote software, the instructor can demonstrate skills or take over to adjust more complex settings on a device. I've actually used remote training software while in the same room with students many times so that we don't have to play musical chairs if I need to assist with settings or to demonstrate a skill before they're ready to perform it themselves. I'd like to discuss some common applications for remote instruction. The first is e-learning using online learning environments such as Blackboard, Canvas, Google Classroom, or other learning management systems. It's important to not only ensure that the platform itself is accessible, but any digital content is also accessible. Another application for remote instruction can include keyboarding to learn how to touch type. And two applications that can be used through the cloud are Typing Club, as well as Typeo through Accessibyte, which is currently available for free. Another application for remote instruction can include assistive technology instruction for screen magnification software, screen reading software, smart devices and apps, accessible optical character recognition, OCR software, or other devices, standalone devices, Braille technologies, and much more. The list is really endless. Now let's talk about how else remote instruction and services can be applied. First, we can apply these techniques in independent living skills and other areas of the expanded core curriculum, such as learning Braille, cooking, cleaning, and other skills to learn how to be independent in a home or other environments. Adjustment to blindness, case management, and counseling services. Another area is support for participants to transition to e-learning and working from home. Many people will need to learn additional tools and software that they haven't needed to use in the past so that they could continue to work from their home environments. And also simply staying connected to the outside world. Now let's discuss some audio and video conference software options. Many are free from device to device. There are fees for some tools and more advanced use with more than 2 participants. The computer may be heard through options such as Skype, Zoom, and Google Hangouts Meet. Screen sharing is also possible with some tools, including Skype, Zoom, and Google Hangouts Meet. When phone connectivity is limited, these options allow another option for voice and video chat. There are many other options such as FaceTime, social media messengers, and many others. Most are compatible across a variety of operating systems. Additionally, I want to mention the importance of cloud-based software and collaboration tools. Don't forget some tools that could be helpful not only for remote instruction, but also collaboration with other professionals, including G Suite, Docs, Drive, Slides, etc., OneDrive, Dropbox, iCloud, and there are many others. I'd like to recap some of the text, audio, or video chat options. There are many options for audio and video chat, including Zoom, Hangouts Meet, FaceTime, Skype, social media messengers, and many others. Many of you have already likely used some of these tools. accessibility and compatibility with AT software is critical. There are many other remote software tools that I'd like to mention, including Chrome Remote Desktop. There's a link here for that tool. This is free. NVDA Remote Access Add-on, which is another free tool that can be added to non-visual desktop access, NVDA. TeamViewer is another tool, and I have 2 links for TeamViewer. One is on using TeamViewer to screen share on a BrailleNote Touch Plus if you have any students or participants using that device. There's also a link for information on BOMGAR, another on ConnectWise Control, which was formerly Screen Connect. Another option is Remote Desktop Connection, which is the built-in Windows feature. If anyone uses Linux, there's a link for information on Linux Remote Desktop, and also an article from GoToMeeting for options for working remotely. And there's additionally a link to an article from PC Magazine on the best remote access software. And keep in mind that those may not be accessible, but you may want to explore other options. There's many options available for remote control and video conferencing. I also want to briefly mention computing technology setup. It's critical that equipment is set up properly and configured for compatibility with AT prior to any training. This is true for both remote training and face-to-face training. The setup can be done remotely. For those who are new or less tech-savvy users, recruit help when needed. You can view a Chrome OS computer from Android that is linked to the same Google account. You can also take control of a Chrome computer. It's also possible to connect to Mac, Chrome, or Windows operating systems within the Chrome browser. This is also available for iOS and Android. I want to thank everyone for joining us. I'm really amazed by and continue to be in awe of how our community is dealing with this crisis. I'm incredibly grateful for the incredible outpouring from manufacturers and professionals in our field who've offered support and free services during this pandemic. Please don't forget to explore all the resources that we've shared through afb.org/virtual AFBLC. And you'll find links to help you get started with using a number of video conferencing tools and learning management systems. And there's resources for professionals, parents, and students, as well as information on free technical support resources. Use those technical support resources as you need them. Thank you and goodbye.